start the first TiE University Pitchfest competition, a tradition of the TiE organization that this year, thanks to the corona or whatever, we decided to do this almost impossible task of bringing 10 groups from universities all over Israel to join this TiE University competition, pitch competition. We have with us today 10 groups, as I said, from 4 universities. We have representative from IDC Herzliya, from Ariel University, from Sapir Academic College, and from HIT, Holon Institute of Technology. We have with us 5 judges from 3 continents. So we are really international. I see that one of the judges is asking me when it starts. So in a minute, I'll tell her now. Okay, I guess that she went to the Zoom of the judges. And
someone just sent a message.
Okay, I'd like to thank the judges that joined us today. Dr. Hadar, Hadar, why don't you talk so that the camera will be on you?
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here and looking forward to a very interesting session of judging.
Thanks. Hadar is CEO of Israel Healthcare Ventures, an entrepreneur by herself, and a veteran in entrepreneurship and innovation promotion. We have with us Dr. Aliza Inbal, the CEO of Pears Program for International Innovation. Aliza, why don't you say hi?
Hi, I'm happy to be judging this and I'm excited to hear all of your pitches.
Hi, Aliza, thanks for joining. We have with us from India, all the way from Bombay. So what else there's to do in India? Mr. Shrijeet Mishra, Chief Innovation Officer of the Aditya Birla Group, a $50 billion Indian conglomerate. And Mr. Mishra is in charge of the innovation in this group. So if any of the innovation today will be of interest to Mr. Mishra, then the Indian market is in your hands. So Shrijeet, why don't you say hi?
Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Anat, thank you for the opportunity. I look forward to learning, and I'm sure there is enough excitement in store. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining. India is 2.5 hours ahead of us. So for you, it's going to be late when we end today. But we had to start at this time because we have with us Dr. Paul Lopez from Atlanta. So we had to find the middle time for all of you. So thanks for joining. Dr. Paul Lopez from TiE Atlanta is the founder and the spirit behind TiE University. Paul, why won't you say hi?
Well, hello to all of you. Looking forward to a two-way learning exercise today and continuing to work with the winning team as we tell you about what all is going on around the world with college students. You folks are truly what will build TiE in the next generation. So thank you for the invitation.
Thank you, Paul. And I'm sure that Gordon Grant is also with us behind the scenes, which is managing the scores that the judges will soon start filling up. So Gordon, thanks for being here with us as well. Do you have a camera so we can see your face? Oh, he is in the attendees. Okay, okay. And we have with us Anat Segal. Anat, okay, she's sending me a message that she's not reading instructions. That's why. Bear with me.
Hey, we're used to working with students. We need to say things twice, no? Sorry, we're the same as faculty members. We also have to hear things twice.
One sec.
And Gordon, you're on, I know, now back as a panelist, so thank you.
Okay, yes. And while Anat Segal is joining us, because we need the oh, shalom.
She's here.
Hi, Anat. Anat Segal is the CEO of Capital Nature, a venture, I wouldn't say investment company that invests in sustainable and renewable energy. And Anat, why don't you say a few words?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Hi, Anat. Sorry for the confusion. Yeah, so Capital Nature is a seed stage investment company. So just to say, it's because we're not structured as a fund, we're structured as a corporate. We seed companies from very early stages to their maturity. So today we have 7 portfolio companies, 2 of them already public, traded at valuations of above $300 million. These were all companies that we seeded from the very start. And our areas of expertise, we started from renewable energy, but we continued to invest in anything that is connected to energy efficiency, storage, and sustainability in general, but in related areas to renewable energy and energy efficiency and climate technologies, if you will.
Thank you, Anat. Thanks for joining. Few more thanks to you, Liron, for joining, to Dr. Efrat Feniger that is not coming today with a video, unfortunately, but Efrat, you are, I guess that you are in the attendees now. So Dr. Efrat Feniger, which all the students met, she is the spirit behind TiE University in Israel. She is the executive director of TiE in Israel. And that's the place to tell you, Efrat, thank you so much for making this competition happen, and later take the group that will succeed to the, I wanted to say the Olympics, but that's to the international competition. Paul, why don't you say a few words about the TiE University International Competition that is coming up in September?
Very good. So the competition is being planned for September 12th. It'll be the morning time in Silicon Valley. We are also having several events that lead up to it. And following this competition, we'll be in concert with your team. There are teams from at least 12 to 15 chapters from across the world that are participating, from the Middle East, from Asia, from Canada, from US, and we're excited to be able to do it through Zoom. And we promise that the winning team with our international competition in September will be invited in person next year in May to attend our Silicon Valley competition, which will be back there. Again, last year we had 18 cities represented. This year, probably maybe 15 cities. And we look forward to having TiE Israel be a strong participant. We'll send you all that info following the competition by the end of this month. Yeah.
We are known as the startup nation, so there is a big, I would say, what should I say? Big responsibility on the shoulder of the winning team to represent Israel.
That's right.
I'd like also to thank, we worked towards this competition today with the heads of the innovation and entrepreneurship program in the various universities, and I'd like to acknowledge their assistance. From Sapir Academic College FinTech Incubator, I'd like to thank you, Ofer Savin, head of the incubator, for your support and bringing your groups. From Ariel University, thank you, Elad Golzand, head of the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center. Eyal was the first to join and said, I'm in. So it was very encouraging to have you with us. Thanks again. We have with us also Professor Daphne Schwartz from the Adelson School of Entrepreneurship that joined last minute and eventually sent us 4 groups to this competition. So thanks Daphne, and also Asaf Ben David from IDC, and Liraz Sharabani and Adi Shaiman from IDC for your support. We appreciate it. Thank you, Shira Baum from the hands-on accelerator of Holon IT Institute of Technology for your support. And I hope that next year, we say in Hebrew, inshallah, we will have all the universities from Israel represented. The COVID this year made everything difficult, but still, thanks for all the 4 universities for joining. And I'm sure that that will be the start for a very successful tradition. The winning, as Paul said, the winning group will participate in the TiE University competition, international competition in September. And the winner can also participate in the TiEcon conference that is planned this year to be virtual. The 3 leading groups will have free membership to TiE Israel and more, and we will talk about the benefits to the participating later today. I think that we can start. Did I say thank you enough? I hope so. So I'll start with the competition. And the first group today, the structure is as follows. Maybe I'll use the next 2 minutes to explain the program. Each group has up to 8 minutes. 6 groups sent us pre-recording to make sure that the connection is right. So we will use this pre-recording. And after those 8 minutes, the judges will have 3 minutes to ask their questions. I'm taking time so we cannot exceed. And then the judges will have 1 minute to place their scores in the link that we have provided you. Gordon Grant is in the behind the scenes checking that everything is in order, and he will contact you in case there is any problem. At 7:30 Israel time, we will take a break from the pitch. I invited for a fireside a colleague of mine, Advocate Benjamin Grossman, and we will talk about entrepreneurship and the challenges of startups. At that time, the judges will log off from this webinar, join a separate Zoom room for their deliberation. They will have about 20 minutes to decide on the winning group and the second and third. I'd like to have also second and third in your deliberation. And we will reconvene with the judges' decision so that tonight we will know who is the winning group. So I think that we can start now. So the first group is from the Sapir Academic College. Am I right? No, the first group, sorry, is from IDC. I looked at the wrong list. Party and People. And Ori, why won't you present your team? And then in the meantime, I will do share screen and open your recording.
Great. We are just missing Michal inside here. So if she could be here, we'll be happy. I'll start between. My name is Ori Pressure. Hi, nice to meet you all. Very excited for today. I live in Sham. I am at my first year in school IDC Business Entrepreneurship. We have here Elad. He isn't a student. He's a 12th grade from Netanya. We're blessed to have him. And our last one is Michal. Here I see that she's up. Michal Ariel. She studies in Rishon LeZion, 4th year of graphics. And I can see that we have it already. So enjoy.
Hi, I don't have a camera, sorry.
That's okay. We see your picture. So we're starting your recording. Here we go. And if you have something in between to add, you're welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. My name is Ariel from Schwam, first year Business Management and Entrepreneurship at IHCV.
My name is Michal Ariel from Mevaseret Zion, third year Visual Communication student at College of Management in Rishon LeZion.
My name is Elad Bueno. I'm studying in Orted Lebovich, Netanya. I am in 12th class. I'm learning in engineering scientific. And together we started a digital fundraising system, all in one solution for managing and growing non-profit organizations with a smart platform.
Today, many non-profits around country raise funds by setting up events in schools. The money collected at this event in materials, money, and requires more workforce for counting the money and sending into the bank, especially considering the Corona era that all payment transfer takes place digital tools, apps, or websites.
Our products are due. Elad is in his last year for studying, and he will celebrate his high school party. Let's take this event and decide as Netanya School that 50% of the profits will donate to Make-A-Wish. We are able to do it through our system, but how does it work?
My parents will put a sum of money through the system so that they can buy food and drink at the event itself. When I arrive at the event, I have a barcode. According to the amount deposited into my account in the system.
When Elad will arrive to the pizza counter, his barcode will be scanned by the employee, and as a result, decrease his total by the exact cost of the pizza. Elad can walk between all the stores until he has no money left in his barcode. When this happens, we'll automatically send SMS to Elad's parents if they want to deposit more money for him.
The system allows parties to maintain behavior patterns and use them to the following events to generate targeted marketing and maximum sales. For example, if the system finds out that it is profit to sell pizza at year-end parties, the system can use behavioral patterns for likely events and know how to increase sales in those events.
Site of our system. So this is the main page of the site. This is the new user create page. Here you can enter data and create a new user in the system. And we have 4 entries. I will start with the first one, donor or parent entry. So here, the donor and parent enter. Now I will log in with my account. This is the main page of the parent and donor. Update details. This is the page for updating the details. And this is the event selection. You need to choose an event to join. So this is the joining the event, paying for the event, and depositing money to pay the nominal amount to join and deposit option. Contribution to association. To contribute to association that you chose and the amount of money you want. And money deposit to the kid to buy product. Okay, so this is the money deposit. Deposit money into the child's account for an event to purchase products. Now I will go to the second option, second entry. This is and to create a new association on the system. And I will
We can't hear anything.
Sound just disappeared. We can't hear the voices.
If you can explain as the screens are passing by, please. Thank you.
Yeah, we can't hear anything.
Login. He has the forgot my password page, and to create a new sponsor in the system, I will log in with Banklumi, for example. Okay, so I logged in.
Ori, I suggest that you talk while the recording because we cannot hear the recording well.
For funding.
No, everything is okay. You just can't put yourself on mute.
Profit. Here you can choose association and to contribute a sum of money. First entry and the last one, admin login. You can enter this location with a unique code. The administrator can see all the associations in the system and all the users on the system. And he has two options. The first one is update and create a product. Second option is to updating and creating city.
Thank you, Elad. Our goal is to raise money for non-profit organizations by having an event or party and increase social awareness. We organize and collect funds and bring people together. Our partners in the process are Make-A-Wish and non-profit organizations. The world is progressing and more scenes are becoming digital. Using our system, you can organize and collect funds for non-profit organizations at each event.
In the future, we would like to deploy to larger events and festivals through which we can ensure revenue growth, such as Independence Day, marathons, special events, and more. We can also expand to high-tech company events that they declare amount of percentage of profits that will contribute to nonprofit organizations. We are making a greater contribution and raising awareness, like hackathons, team events, product launch, and more. Thank you all for listening. If you have any questions about the project, we would be happy to answer.
So now are the questions. So you judges have a few questions and go ahead.
Anat, may I ask a question? I'm sorry that you can't see, I'm having a video problem.
Sure.
But or I can wait. I'm trying to understand a little bit better your pain point, because it seems like the sorts of things you're describing doing are things that can be very easily done without an app. So why is it that you, like, where is it that you feel that this is meeting, like, is meeting an unmet need in a way that that can't easily be met by just having some other kind of payment solution or doing things manually?
Okay, so we have in Israel, we have payment apps like Beat, Pepper, and it's okay, and I just click and I have it. But we wanted to go to the way that in our opportunity is to be with one of those applications. But if I am as a parent and I want to put money inside the bank of my kid in a party, I don't want to do it WhatsApp. I just want to, if it will be connected with the bank, that's our goal. But for now, it needs to be in an application. So we wanted to keep it simple.
Hadar, you had a question?
Yes, maybe some of my question, it was the same, but the business model is unclear for me. How does this make sense commercially? Who are your partners here? What is the share of everyone? How's it marketed? And another question is, you have the organizations that you want as, who supervises that the money really goes to credible organizations?
So we have, for now, we have the organization Make-A-Wish Israel. And we really want in the future that we'll have more organizations, but for now we can do only one. and the future and what we want that our goal will be, that will be not against the banks. So we'll be with a cooperation with them, and everything will go just like a digital wallet. So that's where we're going to. And if that answered your question, great. If you want another one, over here.
So just one question from my side, apart from the pain point and the revenue model questions that have already come. Who could you partner? And secondly, are there people in the, are there companies like, Book My Show equivalent, or who can do this very easily, or a Facebook or a WhatsApp could do this starting within 24 hours if they wanted to? How would you say your uniqueness is vis-a-vis some of these other guys who could come into this play? Over.
So for now, we don't have any competitors in Israel. We just have platforms that you can click and send the money, and that's it. But our platform that you really recognize what the money is going for, so you can feel it in the party. So now when you're buying a pizza, you're like, I'm doing it for a good cause. We're raising awareness. And if we're going who our partners, our ideal, just like we said, is the banks. And we have edge with one of the banks in Israel. So we're really looking forward to go there. And if we'll go to the applications, everything will be over there. So it will just be featured through the applications of there. And then you don't need to download one more app and everything.
I think that our time is up. Holon, Anat, if you had a question, we'll give you the right on the next group. So thank you for the party and people group. Thanks for joining. We will now move you to the attendees. And now the judges, please score the first group in the link provided to you. In the meantime, Liron, if you can invite the second group, Easy Stowe from IDC Herzliya, to join us.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome.
Benjamin, just hold on.
Yes.
Judges, whenever you're ready, raise your hand so that I know that you have already made your scores. Benjamin, are you the only presenter from your group?
Yes, correct. That's correct.
Okay. Liron, you can move Amit from the video because he's not a speaker now. So are we ready, judges?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. So I'm passing the mic to you. Benjamin, can you put your camera on so we can see you?
No, I have no activation for my camera or sharing or anything. You need to activate it for me.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, I can talk a bit about myself during that. So I'm Benjamin. I'm originally from Germany, moved to Israel around 5 years ago. And yeah, basically, when I came to Israel, decided to stay in Israel and studied IDC, government and sustainability. And basically from the first day was really interested in entrepreneurship. I'm currently in a program called Upstart, which is a special, unique entrepreneurship program in IDC. I'm not sure if you heard about CEL, but it's kind of the same thing, just as a course with credits.
Benjamin, I'm finding difficulties to turn your video on. Are you sure that your video is on?
Now it works. Hello.
Well,
now there's also a face.
Okay, good.
Can I share my screen? No, I can't share my screen either. You need to give me
So
the
you'll get,
permission. Actually, I'm really excited because I want, first of all, because of sustainability, someone is working in the field of sustainability. And also I was in India last year in Mumbai, and I worked with Habitat for Humanity, and we built a house for a family outside of Mumbai. It was an amazing experience. I loved it a lot. So definitely looking to coming back to India. It's a great place.
Great. So your time is now.
Now.
You can open your
I can open it.
presentation.
Okay, awesome. So
Your time is now.
okay. All right. So hey, I'm Benjamin, and I'm from EasyStore. So Store Your Belongings is a local rather than a self-storage company. So about our team, I'm Benjamin, originally from Germany. I'm the CEO of EasyStore, and this is our beautiful Israeli former soldier in the IDF, Dana Gilad. She formerly studied psychology and law and currently studies psychology, and she really helps the team with her law experience. And I personally am really involved in entrepreneurship and currently also co-founding a little NGO in Israel. And yeah, I'm really excited to present this venture to you. So basically, I'm an electric bike driver here in Israel. There are a lot of electric bikes, and every time I wanted to go to a restaurant, meet friends, even have a date, yeah, I had to take out the battery. And in summer here in Israel, it's 40 degrees. I was sweating, you know, and not only that, then I had to take out the helmet. I had to take out the seat because everyone is stealing that. And then we were wondering, okay, but isn't everyone kind of trying to store something? So we were like, wow, maybe people want to store something, not only electric bike batteries and stuff. So basically, we came up is, you know, when you want to store something and you have something you lying around, you want to store it somewhere else, you know, you have to go to a location, you have to drive there. It's far away most of the time, outside of the city. You're not really like, it's a hassle. And then you even have to pay a lot of money for it, you know. And then you have to go back, you pay for the gasoline. And every time you have to go there and back in order to get your stuff or add new stuff there. So basically, I introduced to you EasyStore, the Airbnb of self-storage solutions. So we at EasyStore, we have a web platform which provides instant available storage space around you to store your belongings. You can save money as a storer because it costs you less. You can make money as a host, and you contribute to sharing economy, and you can meet new people in a community. So now about the market validation. I did a little mock-up on eBay Kleinanzeigen, which is a space in Germany online where you can put like used stuff to sell it. And after 3 days, we already had 152 views, as you can see, and 10 people saved that advert. Basically, it was in the center of Munich, a little basement to rent it out, which is like 10 square meters. We paid no money for it. As you can see, you can actually pay money, and we probably had way more views, but we just want to see what we get. So just to introduce to you a bit more, eBay Kleinanzeigen is like 200 million users, and they have 5,200 listings about self-storage places in Germany. And the current market in Germany, only in Germany, there are around 7 million square meters of storage space still missing in the market. So what about our market size? So the market size with America and Europe is more than $40 billion. So we are now more looking towards the European market, which is $250 million in revenue. We're talking about revenue. And we want to just take a small share of that, which is around 15%, which is around $38 million. So now what about our product? How does it work? So basically first, search around, you know, put your location in there, or our application shows you where you're around, and you just click the search button, and there we go. So what comes next? You review your listings. You see, okay, what is the offer? So you can see you have different categories, the size, the price, type, distance. You have a map, which shows you kind of like where around your other storage spaces. And also, as you can see, if you go more down, you can see how the size, how far it is, and where it is, you know, and with a little picture and the price. So let's say I want to take the one on the left bottom with 3 square meters, you know, it's $60, and you know, 50 meters, it's really close to my house. So why not? I'm taking this one. So I will book it. Here you can see you have a little pictures. You see where it is in the Berlin center. You see a picture of the host. His name is Shlomo. And you can also see valuable information like the size of the storage room, what type, and also the access. You know, when can you access your stuff, when you can take it out or add more stuff in there. And yeah, and then you can just book your space. So about our business model. So depending on the price, we are adding a commission between 5 to 15% on each transaction on a monthly base. And we're trying to add a secondary revenue stream through an insurance model, as our aim is to make the most possible price advantage to our competitors, as we can then individually offer our customers individual insurance models and therefore keep the price down. But it adds another revenue model for us. So basically, we want to access 15% of the market. We are charging around $15 on average per month, in addition to the added services, which is with the insurance. So now about the market. Currently, COVID-19 had no big effect on this market. Actually, it grew, especially in Germany during this time. And especially if during COVID-19, people lost their jobs and they might not have a job and they could store something out and make money from it. Or if they move because they don't have enough money, they can store their stuff somewhere else. And in the future, we're looking to work with bigger self-storage companies together and also local businesses in order to provide them with storage space and also cheaper storage space. So now about our competitors. MyPlace and Storebox, as you can see at the bottom and the top, they are like really big in Germany, mainly MyPlace, but their market share is not as big. As I said, there's still a lot of potential in the market, especially these companies go now to more smaller areas, also not only big cities. And Neighbor is something like a bit similar to us, but they're only in the American market for now, and COVID-19 probably had also a big effect on them. They're also, and Airbnb is basically kind of an indirect competitor. They don't offer this market at all right now, but they might be in the future. But right now they have other problems, I think, because of the tourism. So our competitive advantage, basically the host can make money from it. It's a really big incentive. You can search by price, location, all these things, which suit to your own beliefs. And one of the biggest things which is really important to our platform is the trust factor regarding insurance, that you are happy and you know that you're insured, and at the same time also that the person you store your stuff with is validated and you can trust him. In addition, you can also browse by host, which basically means you can go on a host name and can see all the listings he has and also read about him and his description. So now about our financials. We're expecting to see around 80,000 transactions in 1 year on the EasyStore platform, with an average fee of $15 that would take us to around $1.2 million in revenue, plus the added service, which is the insurance model. And yeah, this is all over 12 months. In the future, we're also having this potential of data and how we can use the data to basically sell it and have advertisement and everything. So yeah, if you have any more questions, you're more than welcome to ask. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Can I ask you a question?
Sure, you can.
Anna?
Yes.
So first of all, I'd like to say I really liked your presentation.
Thank you so much.
I really did. One thing was unclear to me, your price point vis-a-vis your competitors. How do you compare to them? And the other one is a comment, not a question. Taking 15% of the market is a very large part of the market.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you. I agree with you.
It's not only 15%.
Benjamin, can you remove the share screen?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Wait a second. There we go. So regarding the first question, basically we are trying to make a business model which is different, because our competitors, they have one insurance model, which means they charge you all the time the same amount. Doesn't matter if you're just storing a box with wood, which you don't care about, or if it's something which costs thousands of dollars. So we said, why don't we go to insurance companies, the different ones? They compete against each other for the best price, and we can offer our customers a more separated base of insurance models, which means if you just store something small, you can choose the small one. And that way, it's cheaper for the customer and it gives us a secondary revenue model. So in that sense, that's kind of how we separate us in that way. So the 50% I put on there was just an average I put on there. The $15 is just an average I put on there because if someone stores something for $1,000, right? If you have someone storing a space which costs them $1,000, then you're not going to take 20% of that amount because there would be $200. That's not what you can do. So, you take like 5% or something, or 4%. And if the amount is small, you take a bit bigger fare because there, you get a bit more money, but you can't take like from someone who is $60, like 20%. It's like crazy big of amount of money, right? So in the end, that's what we don't want. We want something for the customer. So basically, yeah, that's kind of the model behind it. But our aim is to keep that transaction fees lower and make a bit more money on the insurance model, because we see that there is way more money than in actually these small fees we are charging at the beginning.
Anat and Paul, you have the right to ask.
Yeah. So yes. So I would still, it's half question, half a comment.
Okay.
Add something about your competitive advantage versus existing players. And in that realm, it's not only the apps that you mentioned, but like the traditional online or off or whatever billboards and realtors. So there is already quite a crowded market out there. So this is one thing that I would like to crystallize, if you will.
Okay.
And then second question, I'm not sure about how it is connected to the insurance model. It seems to me like you're trying to do like almost two different businesses, and I'm not sure that the connection is natural. So if you could elaborate.
Because the industry is based on this, on insurance. Like if you put something in someone else's place and let's say it was valuable and it burned down, who's gonna take responsibility for this? So that's why you need insurance, and that's why it's really important. Also, people like to be safe, right? So it's also a mental thing. If you know that you're not insured and you put it in someone else's place you never met before, it's like on another platform, living in someone's place and basically like not knowing what's going to happen if you just sleep. And that's what I mean. You want to be insured, you want to be on the safe side. So that's why the insurance model is really valuable with that business. If you don't offer that, it's a missing trust part of this platform.
So here you want to be like a reseller for insurance. You want to offer insurance as a.
That's basically in a way a secondary way of making money on this platform. To complete
your offer, this is what you're saying?
Yes.
We have one more question if any of you want to ask.
Let me ask Benjamin, congratulations on getting an MVP up and actually having real customer feedback. I always say it's the most important part, discovery.
Thank you so much.
I'm assuming you're not really going down the road of IP, et cetera, and you're really trying to do a land grab, be a first to market, et cetera. What kind of customer acquisition costs are you expecting, or have you already found for even the first 1,000, 10,000 customers, right?
So we right now, what was the major challenge was the market research, because first of all, in the repeat market, they're really secretive about their numbers. They're not public traded companies. And in America, they are. So in America, it's really easy. But also the American market is really excited. Like there are a lot of companies and it's hard. So regarding that, yeah, we kind of saw it in a way that we don't need to invest in infrastructure, which all these other companies need to do, right? So we need a platform, and then the customer base is basically advertisement, and that's probably
But you've not figured out that size or quantity.
No, we didn't.
We have to finish now. Dankeschön. Vielen Dank.
Thank you for the questions.
And now we're moving, thanks Benjamin. And now we're moving to the third group from Ariel University. They used to call themselves the Elementary. Now they call themselves Airmore. And we have with us Daniel Barnes, and we have with us Guy, and we have your recording, so we will share it with you.
Hi, last week I've been to Tel Aviv, and I just wanted to start a ride on my scooter. And then I found out that I forgot my helmet. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. Micromobility market is increasing rapidly over the last years. Electric bicycles and scooters are everywhere filling the streets. It happens a lot. We need a helmet, but it's not there for us. Nice to meet you. My name is Daniel, and this is my partner Guy. And today, we will show you the helmet of the future. The rapidly increasing in the micromobility vehicles has brought a significantly growing in the numbers of serious injuries. We can see here in the graph the numbers of seriously wounded in Israel, for example, over the last years. We can see the numbers growing fast. As a result, many cities around the world have begun to regulate the use of these light vehicles. The safety of the users has become an issue, especially the use of helmets to prevent head injuries. Despite all the above, the percentage of helmet users is not high enough. If we will take Tel Aviv, for example, almost 60% of the riders don't use helmet. Why? Usually, when you want to start a ride on a micromobility vehicle, you want to feel free. But helmets are heavy, oppressive, and you need to carry it away with you all day. On the one hand, it's very important and save lives. But on the other hand, it's distressing. We have a problem here.
Okay, we are talking about a global problem, and those are the current solution. Foldable element. Even when they fold, they are not small enough, and you still need to carry it with you. Holding. Holding is a device configured for wearing around the neck. Like an airbag, it inflates when it recognizes a fall. This is an expensive solution, starting around $250. You still need to carry it with you. Helmets that connected to the devices. Those helmets are vulnerable to weather and vandalism, and this is a clumsy solution. Therefore, we decided to develop Armor. Armor is a kit that included inflatable helmet and electric hair pump. Our kit can be installed on the bicycle, scooter, or any vehicle that you want. Additionally, Armor comes with a dedicated controller. The kit is easy to operate, competitive price, weather resistance, compact and lightweight, and most importantly, always with. We're currently in the process of breaking safety standards.
According to the estimates, the market was valued at $3 billion in 2018 and expected to reach $10 billion in 2025. We will start to see more and more vehicles filling the streets. The number of users will get to hundreds of millions. Our kit production cost is $24, and we are aiming to customer price $120. At the first stage, we want to sell the kit to the B2C market and the private users. And then, at the next stage, we want to get to the shared companies. We believe that we have a groundbreaking idea, and the market has a huge potential. We are starting here something, and we are looking for partners and people who can help and promote us. We are waiting to dedicate ourselves to the project, and for that, we need $600,000 in return to 25 of the company. I know Guy from the army. We served together at the Special Forces in IDF. We've been through a lot together, and then we went to study mechanical engineering together. We've always been looking to solve problems. The timing here is critical. The market is thirsty for solution, and I'm sure that Armor can be that solution. Thank you very much.
Okay, can I pitch in?
Yes, just before we continue to the questions, I just noticed that I didn't tell the judges to score the previous group, so don't get confused. I hope you made it. My bad. Questions. Thanks,
Yes. I have a lot. You've come to an area which is what I do. First of all, is your technology protected? Did you register patents?
Right now, we are in the middle of the patent drafting. Okay, so we are.
You should have done this before you present, just to tell you that.
Yeah, but what we present, it's nothing to do with the patent, of course, because if you will show it, so it will be prior art. So.
No, not necessarily, but we don't have time to go into this. The other question, have you done any testing or thought? I mean, you have to meet regulatory approvals here on safety and all the rest. And the last question from my side is, you came to a price point of 24. How do you come to such a price point? What did you do to get to that price point?
Okay, first I will answer your question regarding the safety regulation. Yes, we are aware about the regulation, and because it's a safety element configured for the micromobility market, we need to get two. We need to stand with the EN 1078. It's a European regulation, and we are familiar with it, and we are working with the R&D. Basically, what we need is a drop test with the height of 1.5 meters of 5 kilos. So our helmet is capable of doing it.
Thank you.
And what was your second question regarding the prices?
Yes.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, you came to a price point, if I remember correctly, of 24. What is it based on? Do you have prototypes, manufacturing, small lot, and how can you come to a price point before you know exactly what changes you will have to do vis-a-vis regulation? But how did you come up with the 24?
Okay, we have the list of all the items that should be included in our kit, and we have the prices of all these components. Of course, the prices are refers to mass production, so it's different prices. Anywhere, if we will need to change something, it's about the helmet, not about the kit. And the cost of the helmet is only $4 to $5. So it doesn't matter so much. It's the production cost will be 24, maybe 28 if we will need to change something because of the regulation.
Another last question?
Yes, I have a question. Anat, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So I know that the Swedish company with the inflatable helmets you spoke about, their price point is about 300 and they're doing very well. So just being able to have some kind of portable helmet that at a lower price point already means that you have a good chance of success. I was curious about a business model though, where you say that you want to also be relying on being on companies that are on different rental bike and rental mopeds and those sorts of things, because don't you have a security problem there and a hygiene problem because A, people will steal and B, people wouldn't use it. So how are you addressing both of those?
I'm not sure I heard the last sentence.
So part of your business model, if I understood correctly, is selling to companies that have like rental bikes or shared bikes or shared scooters and the like, correct?
Yes.
So how do you solve the security problem and how do you solve the hygiene problem?
The hygiene? Okay, the security.
Hygiene.
Yes.
And really in two sentences because your time is up.
Okay, this is a very good question, especially after the COVID-19. So we have a few solutions. One of them is putting one use how to say
disposable.
No, not foldable.
Disposable.
Yes, exactly. Disposable device that you put on your head, and then you put our helmet. And this is the first solution. The second solution is basically we want the people to use their own helmets. Okay, this is why we started at the B2C at the B2C market. Okay, because of the COVID-19, people won't use the helmet embedded in the kit, so they will have to buy their own helmet.
Thank you, Daniel. Judges, please mark your, give your scores, and please notice that you also scored the previous one. We'll give you 1 minute. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Guy. You can.
This project was called Helmentary before it was called Airmark.
Right, it's Helmentary in your score sheet. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah. Shrijeet?
Yeah, just getting.
Sorry.
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, so Shira?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Shira Reisner from Balena, from IDC Herzliya.
Yeah,
Are you
that's
the
correct.
only one presenting from your group?
Yeah, I'm the only one presenting. My partner, David, could not be here today, but I'll do my best to present both of us.
Good, so go ahead.
Great. So can you see my screen?
No. Not yet.
No, so just a second. Now it's okay?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so I'll start. Hi, everyone. My name is Shira. I'm the co-founder of Balena. With my partner, David, we're students at IDC Herzliya. And at Balena, we create fashion product using innovative materials and a unique technology to replace raw plastic in wearables. So to start and tell you about our progress and the problem we're tackling, I'll ask you to look at the clothes you're wearing right now. And you might not be aware of that, but you're actually wearing plastic. As of 60% of clothing materials are made of raw plastic. Combining that with the fact that 21 billion tons of clothes are burnt or landfilled every year, our clothes are piling up in masses in landfills and will stay there for centuries as they're not biodegradable. So to start and deliver change to the fashion industry, we understand that we have to develop a new era of materials to create the next generation of fashion products. So in order to do so, in the past few months, we teamed up with the best plastic engineers in Israel to create the Biosphere, a unique plant-based formula that enables the replacement of almost every raw plastic in the fashion industry. The Biosphere will be IP protected and is made from organisms and biomasses that will enable it at the end of the use to come back to the ground and become part of the biological life cycle to return to nature without leaving any trace. We're actually giving our material the ability to compost, which is a method that comes from the agriculture industry. So the Biosphere opens up the next generation of fashion products. And we're starting with one of the most selling shoes in the world, but also one of the most polluting one, which is the plastic sandals. And for the first time, we're introducing to the world's first compostable sandals that have the same durability, quality, and function as your loved plastic one. But here, for the first time, a fashion product at the end of the use could be thrown away to the organic bin. And for the first time, it won't be considered as waste, but could become part of the composting industry and become fertilizers for the first time. So with our products, we're actually creating a new category in the fashion industry. Analyzing sustainable fashion trends from recent years, we see vegan, bio-based, and recyclable solutions. But the true issue that is starting to raise from the consumer's eyes is what's happening with those clothes in the after-use phase, when they're done with their clothes. And we're the first brand to start and tackle this question and give the solution to it in the form of our compostable wearables. So analyzing the markets, we're entering a growing trend where we can all feel that the world consensus is changing in recent years with going towards more sustainable products. So here you can see the increase in the number of searches of the term sustainable fashion in Google. And as we can see, it is 12 times more than what it used to be in 2015. The consumers who are actually most aware of this situation are millennials and Z generation, who are increasingly aware about their buying decisions and are trying to live a more conscious life. So in the past few months, not only doing our material development and our product development, we actually have also started to engage with our potential consumers and conducting more than 30 interviews with people from all over the world. As we can see, the buying power of millennials and Z generation is becoming an increasingly important part of the market, and we are understanding their deepest needs and their lifestyle as they're trying to live the conscious living of putting some thought about their environmental habits, about the type of sports they're doing, but they're also very are into fashion and are still wanting to live this life without compromising. So we're actually diving deep inside of like how people purchase and what are their interests in terms of their environmental habits, but also in terms of the fashion habits. And in order to start and reach them, we understand that those days reaching them through social media is the best. And we want to do something special and give them the opportunity to become part of the change they so deeply desire. So in our Instagram page, we have almost around 1,000 followers. We see that we are giving them the opportunity to speak their mind, give their feedback, and see our development process from the get-go. We're also partnering up with influencers on Instagram mostly to spread the word and really do it with the people who know best. So we already got some great traction to our website where we are collecting registrations for when our product will be launched. So here you can see an example of a test we did of 1 week, and we got 160 registration at a cost per lead, which is really pretty low. So we saw it as a great success. In terms of our product and our runway, so we are aiming to be ready for production in about 6 months from now and start with a test collection of 5,000 units. Going to 2022, we are aiming to go mass production and break even in the middle of that year. So here you can taste a little bit from our development, taking different types of organisms like algae and really testing them in different aspects of our material development. We're currently right now in our pre-seed round, aiming to be mass production ready in about a year, as I mentioned, to start and take over the world's feet next summer. We're actually not stopping there, and our formulas could be used for endless types of product. And we already started to develop our second one, which is the first compostable raincoat. And as for our team, so my partner David and I are both students at IDC, currently at the Zell Entrepreneurship Program, study business and entrepreneurship. And we are getting great supports from experts in the fields of e-commerce and also in the R&D aspect, a great plastic engineer who's helping us. And we're all here so we could all continue walking on Earth, but without leaving a footprint. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shira. And please stop the share screening.
Yeah.
And questions, my friends.
Yes, I'll ask the same question actually I asked before. Your protection, your IP protection is what?
So we're currently are in the midst of that process, going through it with some specialists from Ehrlich Group, if you know, in Israel. And we are aiming to get a patent on our formula, and we're in that process right now. Is it a
composition of matter patent, which is a strong patent? Are you checking with Gal Ehrlich the composition of matter?
So I actually am not really familiar with the term.
No, okay. Your composition of the material?
So it's supposed to be on the formula itself, but we're still trying to understand what would be best.
Okay.
Shrijeet, I'm sure you have a question because it's very close to your heart.
Yeah, I think, thank you very much, Shira. It's a great presentation.
Thank you.
I really appreciate. I think I have a suggestion rather than a question. One of the things that we have understood from consumers in majority part of the world, I'm not saying developed world, developing world, there is an issue, everything being equal, people will prefer something sustainable or not sustainable. So what you should be careful about is the sequencing of your products. That's just a suggestion, and I just wanted to get your views on, because if you get your sequencing right, if the brand starts at the top, it's easy to come from top down, but if you go from below, if you start at the bottom, it's very difficult to go up for a brand. So do consider and think about, managing the sequencing of your launches. It's just a suggestion. Thank you.
Actually, a relating comment or question. So you mentioned the price point being as $55, which is a little on the high end. So if you would design your sandals, which I find very nice, as a high-end product, it would be easier for you to charge that price and even higher, and start there and create profitability for the company. And then when you improve and when you get the processes more efficient, then you can take the price down and go out with lines that are more for the mass market. So that would be an advice combined with a question.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So
and
regarding
one more advice, if you haven't been in touch with the Ocean and Limnological Research Center in Elat, then we are partners with them, and they grow all kinds of algae, including technologies for dyeing products in terms of color. I saw that your color, you went with kind of nude color, which is very beautiful in my eyes, but they have developed all kinds of pigments which are also sustainable. So if you would like, I would be happy to put you in touch with them.
I would love that. Thank you very much. And maybe a small touch about the price. So we have done a really great research analysis of our competitors. And we do see some brands who are starting to pop up at that price point and that are also giving the environmental suggestion. But they're like not really high end, but are in the middle. So we did it estimating with our competitors, and we do see that the market is going there.
Very good.
You're right.
Any
I haven't shown you
question? Paul, would you like to have a question?
Give us a little bit. I think Shrijeet put it well. He said, everything else being equal. We know that is not a usual circumstance. So in fact, I looked up while you were presenting, there's plant-based products, et cetera, et cetera. What makes yours other than sustainability? And even if that is the case, you've still got to have all these other issues. What do you think is the real value proposition that you think grabs a consumer?
Yeah, so our development and the fact that we are very innovative in terms of our product and the formula. We're the first brand to deliver a compostable solution. So we do see some bio-based, we do see recyclable solution, but we haven't seen anyone who's doing compostable in the shoe industry in that area. So we do see, like, from talking to a lot of consumers, they are very excited about being able to take this practice that they know from dealing with their bananas, for example, and now being able to throw their like sandal to the same bin is something that they haven't experienced before. And this is something that we see as like a great transformation the fashion industry could go through. And like imagining in like 50 years that all of our products could just like return to the ground.
Make sure that story is clear, because I mean, I just learned something and it helped me therefore make a more informed decision.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Shira.
Maybe I'll just show you in a second. This is like our prototype for now. This is like a sandal that you can actually
Very
wear.
nice.
So.
Hadar, it fits your shirt perfectly.
Yes, I like it. I'm prepared to be the first customer, paying customer.
Thank you. We would love to be in touch.
Thank you, Shira. And now it's your time to score this Balena group.
Somebody's really fiercely typing away.
Okay, if I may, the judges are ready to continue?
Yes.
Okay. Anat, אפשר?
כן.
Okay, so I'm inviting now the next group, students loan to students, S2S, from another S, Sapir Academic College in the south of Israel. And we have with us Hodaya Bublil and Mazal. And is there anyone else from this group that needs to join? Please unmute yourself, Hodaya and Mazal.
Hi.
Mazal.
She's on mute.
כן, אני מפעילה את ה... הודיה, אנחנו רוצים לראות את הפנים שלכם.
לצערי אין לי מצלמה, לא ידעתי שצריך.
אוקיי. בסדר, ומי עוד מהקבוצה שלכם מצטרף? הודיה?
בינתיים נראה לי שאנחנו. שומעים אותי?
אוקיי. כן, שומעים אותך. We have your clip, right? So I'm going to share the screen with you and we will show your clip. Just a sec.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hi everyone and welcome to Students Bank Project. We are a group of students who wanted to develop a solution to the loans problem many students are dealing with. Using traditional bank, it's very hard to get loans, especially for students. We built our project using Mentor from FinTech. Our goal in the project is to create a social community of students and develop a dedicated students bank. How we are going to do that? Actually, we want the bank out of the equation. We will use an example. As students, from one hand, you will pay high interest on loan amount in taking out a loan from the bank. In the other hand, you will get 0% interest in depositing money into the bank. There are other social banks in Israel, for example, Ofek and Blender. The difference is that in our application, the loans amount are very small and dedicated for students. In addition, the interaction between borrower and giver is immediate inside the application. We will see some statistics about the fintech and person-to-person loans in the next few years. So what's the plan? We wanted to build application that creates social bank for students with small amounts and big scope. Now we will see a demo of the system.
In student bank application, you can request a loan by one click. All you need to do is to write the reason for the loan, the amount, and the system will calculate for you the interest you will need to pay according to your rank in the system. You can also offer a loan in just one click. Enter the amount, the duration in months, and the minimal rank of users that you want to receive. The system will restore potential borrowers for you. You can enter the profile of the user. You can see his Facebook and also see ranks and reviews that other users gave. In the home page, you can see your balance and watch loans you gave and watch loans you received. In the inbox, you can send or receive messages from or to other users. All the money transfer is done by PayPal in security way. In addition, we use machine learning algorithm to give every user a rank between 1 to 5.
Udaya?
Ken?
So that was your recording and presentation. And now, do you have anything to add to this?
I would be happy to add something that we didn't say in the video. At the end of the demo, we talked about machine learning algorithm, that with this algorithm, actually, we calculate the rank for every user in the application. What we didn't mention is that this algorithm is very, very unique to our system, to our application. We use all kinds of features in the machine learning algorithm, and we're not only concentrate in the financial, how much money does the student have, and does he have support from his parents. What we wanted to do is to take a look on some other features. For example, his reliability. Does he active in Facebook? That means something to us. And all kinds of features that related to social media, social networking. So this was important to say. And if anyone has questions, I would be happy to answer.
Yes. I do. A few questions. What I understand from what you added at the end is that in a way you have a method through your machine learning to assess the credibility of the lender. Is that true?
Exactly. Actually, I will add something, one more sentence to what I said. It's we can actually use this algorithm, but it's not something permanent. I mean, you're not user in the system and you have rank 3 and that's it. It's very dynamical and it's changing by the amount of the money that you ask to loan. For example, if you need a loan of 100 new Israeli shekels, I guess that your rank will be higher than if you ask, for example, 4,000. So it's very dynamic.
What is your business model in this venture?
Excuse me, I didn't hear the question.
Your venture, is it a non-for-profit organization, or what is your business model in this?
Actually, at this moment, it's more of the project and something to develop an application that can do something good for students. In the meantime, we don't see any profits, any money profits from it.
And my last question, and then the other judges, did you check the need for such a product?
What
How
do you mean?
Know the need? How do you know students will use you, or what is their need?
Okay. As I said in the presentation, this whole idea is coming from a specialist in fintech technology, finance technology. And they investigate this topic for a long time, and they see some social banks and how they behave. And the need for small amounts is actually investigated in a course that has been taken in Ben-Gurion University. A lot of servers has been committed, and a lot of students has been asked if they think it's something they will use. This was before we started to work on the application. And after we have something built to show to students and ask them, hey, see that, would you use it? Do you think you would use it? And we get a lot of very positive feedback. So we think it's something that can go on.
I can ask you a question related to, I think Hadar's question was about the credibility of the lender. I'm on the board of a fintech company that does what we call micro lending. What we have found, the credibility of the borrowers, the underwriting guidelines and the algorithms. So I don't know what you've thought about. Have you, in your model, put together default rates and some of those other aspects that, otherwise this is, you've got to be sustainable, understanding that when you take somebody out of the middle, how do you make sure the people are paying back? What's your thinking on that?
So it have a lot of, we need to, actually it's a law, it's about the law. If this application is written in the law, so we can actually say the users in the application, you can use it. If someone doesn't pay you back, it's on us. We can take responsibility for that. But this is still on progress. We doesn't have something that, for sure I can say for the users, don't worry, your money is saved. This is still a prototype.
Aliza, you had a question.
It was the same question. It was, how do you deal with default? Because there will be some defaults, and either the students who are loaning the money are going to lose that money, or the company is going to lose that money, and you're not making money to begin with.
And we have found that default and low interest rate is not a good combination.
Yes. And I think the point that Dr. Paul, you were making, how do you make sure the thing is being used for the right uses? I mean, what you take the money for and what you use it for can be two different things. Just a suggestion for the team, you might like to think, I think Dr. Paul talked about partnerships with fintech companies, as long as it'll give you the credibility. The second thing I can suggest is that if you take a student at different rates of, get your pricing right, at different rates of interest, you could actually get the student back once he has cleared the college and got into jobs, to come back and start funding a few of your students. Now, think about a way of how you create a community over a period of time rather than just a loan. It could become much bigger if you think about it as a community. Over.
I see that offer from the fintech joined us. Yeah. Offer, if you'd like to answer. Or Anat, you had a question, I see.
Just to add quickly to Shrijeet's point, I think we call them repeat customers, far more profitable. And so if you think of the, that whole entire cycle is a great part of the business model. Also, easier to acquire, easier to stay, and better profitability because you already know their patterns, right?
Last question if you have, and then we will move to scoring. Great. So thank you, Aditya. And you have now 1 minute to score this group, which the name is Students Loan to Students, S2S, from Sapir Academic College.
Hello.
Hi, just a sec. We are waiting for the judges to finish scoring.
Okay.
And then that good news is, at least through the prior team, Gordon says all is well.
Oh, wonderful. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you. So please, Hadar and Anat, just I want to know if you're ready.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So we are moving to a group from Ariel University. The name of the group or the company is Ajobi. And we have with us Liron and Leonid, and we have your recording. So we will start with your recording.
Hello. Do you remember the last time that you tried to hire someone? Was it a long and tedious process? Did you suffer from losing a high qualified candidate? My name is Liron, and today I would like to speak with you about the hiring process. According to Google, hiring process can take up to 40 days. The most problematic stage is screening candidates stage. According to statistics, 57% of the candidates will lose interest in the position if your hiring process is too long. 47% of the rejections are because the candidate has accepted another offer, maybe from your competitors. The amount of time and money your hiring manager spent pursuing, interviewing, screening, and making offers to candidates can never be recovered. I want to introduce you Ajobi. Ajobi is a chatbot on Facebook platform that connects between job seekers and recruiters. The job seeker should answer some questions, and in the end, he will get his profile. On the other side, recruiter will fill his vacancy description, and the smart Ajobis algorithm will find the match and offer the job seeker to start anonymous interview. If he will accept, the recruiter will get the job seeker as a proposer to start job interview, and then they will enter to anonymous job interview. Our competitor landscape is full of a big and even huge competitors, but we in Ajobi see ourselves as a leaders because of our relevance of candidates due to our anonymous job interview that we believe that it gives us the ability to diverse your company. In addition, the time to candidates in Ajobi is the fastest in the field. We are already 2 months in the market. We achieved 2,292 job seekers, 74 recruiters that gives us 85 job interviews. One of 3 candidates was found relevant to anonymous job interview. And the most phenomenal number is 9 hours time to relevant candidates. Remember Google? It can take up to 2 weeks in the current process. In a jobby, you will never lose a high qualified candidate due to long hiring process. Our business model is freemium on the job seeker side. We offering 2 free anonymous job interviews per week. From the 3rd and above, we will charge $5 per interview. On the recruiter side, we will charge $30 per vacancy per month. Till September, we will improve our user experience. We will start working with enterprise companies and we will achieve 10,000 users. Till this end of year, we will have much better recommendation engine, 30,000 users and 1,000 vacancies. Till December 2023, we see ourselves as leaders in a global market with 5 million users. We're asking for $200,000 in safe term. We offer 20% discount. We will use this investment for 60% R&D, 25% marketing, and 15% G&A. But the most important thing in all this is the team. And our team is a winning team. Leon has an experience of managing software development and data science team. He has 10 years of experience in software development and he studied computer science. I am Eli Rantzir, the CEO of Ajobi. I was an Israeli chess champion. I have 5 years experience in high-tech, 2 of them in HR field. I managed 5 years company and I finished MBA marketing track with the highest honor in Ariel University. Thank you for your time. This is our contact details. I will be happy to show you our business model in private meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So now to the questions.
Thank you for listening.
May I ask something?
Yes, please.
So I know that there are other HR chatbots that are out there, right? And so I'm trying to understand what part of what you're doing is innovative and is different from what your competitors. So you said you would do it faster, you would do it better, but I didn't quite understand why.
Our value proposition is the fastest time to candidate in the market. We give recruiters the ability to talk with relevant candidates directly, anonymously, and instantly. For now, all the platform suggests you to send the relevant candidate CV to your email. But we, in Ajobi, give you the relevant candidate to speak with anonymously, privately, and instantly. And only after that, you can ask for his phone or CV, or just tell him, you know, come tomorrow to the office. Genius.
I think if I just, build on that same question Dr. Aliza is asking, it is about, you've got big players in that space who could come in and chat box can be introduced anytime. I mean, Elran, you're a chess player, you understand what it means. You've got to think of the next 10 moves that the big guys can make and what is the move that you will make. And I think that's the question that Dr. Aliza is asking. How will you keep up with the game? How will you keep up with the big guys? Chatbots can be launched in dime a dozen, by the big guys. Over.
So thank you for your question. We are checking the option to file a patent for our algorithm and the way we implement it, anonymous chat. This is the first thing. The second thing is that we are already 2 months in the market. We have almost 3,000 users. We are working with some even big companies, and we have a very good PR in Israel. And we believe that we will reach the same goal in United States. From the next week, we will have a chatbot that will work in United States, first in New York and California.
Liron, can you give us at least some highlights of the business model? I know you said you do that privately, but and thank you for at least making a real ask of 200,000, but tell us how you make money or the economic model.
So, as I said before, on the job seeker side, we're offering free anonymous job interviews each week. From the third and above, we will charge $5 per anonymous job interview. On the recruiter side, that we see them as our primary customer, we will charge $30 per vacancy per month. And they have the ability to interview each relevant candidate that they want. And remember, a jobbie gives the fastest time to candidate in the market. If your competitors speak with the relevant candidate 2 days before you, they win you in the war, because today the working place is a war on the high qualified candidate employees. And if a company, your competitors have a better high qualified employees than you will lose in this game, and all your time and money that you spend on searching for them will be lost. So this is our value proposition.
Thank you.
The last question.
Thank you for a question. Yeah.
Okay, so if we have no further questions.
I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please make your score and we will call for the next group. I remind you, although it was very clear that we now heard a jobbie, and I think that your name is brilliant. Like,
and by the way, and by the way, if I can say the last sentence, I am inviting you all to type AJOBY on Facebook and search us on our page and send us message, and to check how it's easy and genius. Thank you very much.
Why is it all? Do you need to be on Facebook in order to be able to use it? Like a company would have to have a Facebook account, or it's not related?
Till now, we are on Facebook because we use MVP. We just want to go to the market as soon as possible to get as many feedback as we can to communicate with our customers. But we have the technology to work on Telegram, WhatsApp, Instagram, and in the future we have many abilities to check, and we will find and LinkedIn as well. By the way, yes.
Sorry.
We have the technology to work with LinkedIn, Instagram, Telegram, and some other. So for now, the most important thing is to check the customer, penetrate the market, and we get a lot of good feedbacks. So I hope that I answered your question.
Yes, thank you very much.
Sorry, Anat, just a suggestion to the team that think of partnering big company and showcasing your work. And if it works with a big company, you'll get faster pull. Over.
Thank you. So thanks, Liron. And please, now you are scoring a jobbie. Okay, so can I progress to the next group?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Okay, so we have with us Moshe and Aditya from Baby Safer, right? And You made a pre-recording and it's on right now.
Mishra, and my partner here with me is Aditya, and I would like to present you our project Biosphere. But first, I would like to ask you a question. How far would you go to save the most important person in your life? Well, those are my most important person in my life. The biggest one is Ronnie, the little one is Shachal. After the birth of Ronnie, we should go and check her in another hospital. I go to the nursery and I talk to the nurse and I told her that I need to take her from another hospital to check. So she told me, okay, fine, no problem. You can take her, and when you come back, just let me know. I took her, and when I was going to the other hospital, I just thought to myself, what would happen if I'm not a real father? What would happen if I just wanted to take her with me? What would happen if someone else would take her, my little baby? And then I realized that we're a startup nation, but the process of the nursery is so old-fashioned. Then, in 2014, the Biosphere was born. I took it with me 5 years later, and we just built a system, the Biosphere. We found out that in 4 years ago in Shrijeet, in 3 years ago in Haifa, those accidents really happened, and babies are being switched. In Haifa, a young lady just go to the mother. She presented herself to a nurse and just said, take your rest and I'll take care of your baby, and just go. We found out that 7 years ago in Madison, it happened again. In 3 years later, it happened in Odessa. We found a potential damage of $31 million and a paper of DePaul University of how much anguish is enough, and just found out in our research that these accidents are much more common than we think. Then we realized that we have to keep a little bit of rate system. So here in Israel, we have 190,000 babies every year. The process here, we have 3 bracelets for the mother, for the baby, and for the father. And the cradle have a sticker with the baby and the mother's name. Then the problem here is the manual identification, just like I explained before. It causes human error, such as baby switching, wrong treatment, and in addition, the parents have no control and to monitor their baby. So if my baby is in a month in the hospital and I'm home now, I have no control, no idea what happens with my baby. So our solution is the nursery control to monitor the system. We have a smart bracelets, no more stickers, no more old-fashioned bracelets. We have the smart one. We have an RFID bracelets to sync with all the system. The system can connect to any hospital cradle. We don't want them to buy a new one. The unique value identification between one mother, baby, and cradle, which is not common in our systems all over the world, and the application that gathers and explains all the information about the baby location and the treatment. So you, the parents, have full control about what happened with your baby. So how does it work? We have 3 RFID bracelets for the baby, mother and father, and stuff master for bracelet to anyone. The cradle as a RFID reader, small screen and sensors, and when the baby comes in, the cradle just sees him and print his ID on the screen. When you come to take your baby, it's the same IDs, that it's fine. But if you're not a father, it will alert. If you have a wrong baby to a wrong cradle, it will alert. All of those information is being signed to an app, and you, the father, you, the mother, you, the nurse, can see every detail about what happens with the baby on the nursery. So we asked some women if they would check this, if they would happy to go to another hospital because of that. And we see that the baby care is a little bit lower than medical staff from far away from distance. So we promise those women and the baby a good baby care, better baby care than any other hospitals. So for the revenue, we talk about 190,000 births every year in Israel, and 1,303,000 shekels per baby. So we talk about 2 billion shekels every year. If we take 10% during this year and 100 shekels per baby, we talk about 2 million. And the next years we talk about 4 million. And it's only in Israel. I'm not talking about other countries all over the world, and we will go there. So on the timeline, we both built in 2019, a final project, a system built, and we have a prototype. We are now on the conversations with hospitals management and the financial departments. We'll talk with a patent office to write it down and protect it. We want in Q4 2020 to go to POC, in 21 to go over pilot, quarter 2 of 21 to develop the rest, and in Q3 to go through production and spread it all over the hospitals. So why us, you ask? We talk about smart bracelets to prevent human errors, to increase revenue and decrease errors in lawsuits. We save time. We let the staff take better care in our most important thing in the world for our babies. The software and hardware are very, very easy, and we control our infant treatment and location all the time. I repeat, we know what happens with our baby all over the time. Mistakes won't be happened, and we can go sleep quietly. So join us, and thank you.
You touched on a very, very important point, I guess, but
certainly
what relate to.
I would like to make some comments. And you say you bring the number of 190,000 births in Israel, but what is the real need? How many of those is there really a problem? It's negligible.
Is your question how much this happens? So we brought a few, so we showed in the presentation a few cases that we actually found it documented. The first case, there was a whole article. We couldn't bring it all in the presentation, but a whole detailed article checked in a few hospitals where the woman could she wasn't a mother at all, she could just walk in and do whatever she wanted. And in addition, I'm saying in addition, there's also no regulation on this issue. So even if this happens, the hospitals don't have to report it.
They
so
do.
It might...
No, they do. You're wrong. There's risk management in the hospitals. There's, and this I know because I was part of these things for many years. Any such thing is reported error. So I wouldn't take that for granted. My other comment is, who do you expect to pay you? Who's your customer?
So our main customer is the hospital. The payer customer is the hospital, and the hospital would want a system because from 2 reasons. We think that the first reason he might
because the hospital, you are checking mistakes of the hospital. You expect them to pay you?
No, because we defend them from the mistakes happening at all. So
that's
this way but we want to prevent them from getting sued, and maybe this can reduce.
I think you need, and this is and I'm prepared to connect you. You need to go into this because the whole issue of insurance and in Israel, the government hospital is Inbal. The others are through Madanis. It's you need to learn this because it's not straightforward. The hospital is not his own insurer in Israel. It's different. When you look at, let's say in India, you'll see the private hospitals, they are their insurance. In the US, the same, but in Israel, it's regulated and government. And from looking into other things, it's not, it'll be very difficult to get such a product to be paid for prevention.
So thank you for this comment. And in addition to the hospital protecting the hospital, we also get the hospital more customers, because as we checked with the pregnant women, they would like to come to a hospital that might have the system. And this will give them much more money, because as we know, hospitals, the nurseries are have a very high income for the hospital. So that's a second advantage of the system.
I would like to ask, yeah,
go ahead.
I would like to ask how you're going to, how you could protect this system. Is there some kind of a technological innovation here?
So we're using an idea that's already used. All the RFID businesses already going around very strongly in the world. But we have our idea of connecting the baby, the mother, and the baby's cradle together. That's the idea that we want to take as our special idea and try writing that patent. And this way also, when the mother is not in the hospital, so the system can keep monitoring the baby's location and giving the feedback and all that stuff.
Shrijeet?
So, yeah, just a comment. I mean, I think, look, when you play with emotions, it works very well, but it can backfire too. And you have to be very careful how you tread this rule. I think there is an opportunity here, which I think is not just for babies. You have to think of caretakers or people who need care, elderly. I mean, there's a lot of people who actually are mentally imbalanced. They leave the house, they don't know where they are, they don't come back to home. So you can think about not just babies, you can think about elderly people, pets. Pets gets lost. I mean, people can do anything for their pets. So think about it as something that you can. And in terms of technology, it is not just RFID. You can have a much cheaper technology. It's called mobile phone, the chip. You can use a mobile phone chip and put wearables on people's neck and on collars or shirts and what have you. So locating or caregiving is important. That I'm agreeing with you. But my request is, while you're doing babies, don't get stuck to babies. There is a lot more than babies that you can do, which can really expand what you're thinking.
Yes, we are fully aware of that, and we were planning on going forward with that too.
Guys, we have to move forward. It's very fascinating, this topic. Please rank your
Thank you very much.
And this company was Baby Safer. Thank you, and Liron, you can invite the next group. Okay, I guess we are ready.
Hello, everybody.
One second. Anat, מוכנה?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are okay. Go ahead.
Aliza, Shrijeet, fine. So Yagel, present yourself. You have with you and Moshe and Adam, right?
Yes, but today it will just be me presenting.
Sure, sure.
Project.
And you are from IDC Herzliya.
Yeah, I'm from IDC Herzliya.
Okay,
and
so go ahead.
I will share my screen now, and we will be able to see it in just a second. If this is the correct format, is screen present. Hello, everybody. I am the founder and CEO of Wolf Academy. It is a business and a brand I started when I was in high school at the age of 16. And my motivation was to connect the world through the financial system. And we have a website, and the reason we're presenting this company is because we believe that the economy is rapidly changing, and it's becoming more certain that we're going through uncertainty as more and more technologies are being made and more systems are being disrupted. And we wanted to create a way to help people stay ahead of the curve. And we clearly show how viable it is to be more productive in our economy as productivity drives economies. And education is a main factor of productivity. And through our research, we believe that providing a better education system would help drive better productivity in our economics. And another idea is how we believe intelligence is losing its edge as we accelerate into a computer world where computers are becoming more involved in day-to-day life. And people must start thinking differently to stay ahead of systematic approach. So accustomed to change is how we need to help the education system stay afloat in a rapidly changing world that's becoming more important to keep up with change. Our company is a people-powered company that better cultivates resilient skills leading to fulfilling financially viable work. We envision a future abundant with knowledge. Work is consistently upgrading their abilities to meet their ever-changing dynamic work environment of the future. And this goes in line with our own philosophy. An alternative approach to education and the way of thinking is what distinguishes Wolf Academy with other education systems as an alternative approach to education between philosophy, communication, and specifically the way of thinking. An alternative approach also is part of our curriculum that's our company is going to provide our members with an environment to be the most productive form of themselves. Now, philosophy that's also part of this idea in education system is this generalist approach, where this is why we're heavily involved in the financial markets and stock trading, because we believe that stocks give us a really good idea of what it means to be part of the ever-changing economics, that there's always something changing, and there's always different variables and different methods of approach. And we believe that this philosophy is going to be very important in our future work environment to keep up with rapid change. We want to give people an edge through our company and our system of what we have created. And that's going to be a very big advantage of being a member of our company. And we want to connect the world through education, because with technology and its expanding powers, that it's going to provide us to connect the world better and really focus our purpose on education, spreading news, spreading purpose between our members for a better future. Now, some of our current selling points would be to provide higher education, and this would involve this personal development tools within our company and within our softwares to provide to our members and the community, which these are all different points of the current education system, which some fail to complete with all. And we think that if we can actually provide a system online and also have person-to-person contacts, it would be able to really provide a different approach to the education system for a long term and for a really well experienced, put together journey. So we starting to see the trends of investing, and we want to help people come together and invest together as a team, as a community, and feel purposed within our company to create a joint venture and to create this fund that basically everyone has their own input in, and it's going to change the financial sector, because with the current system of all of the funds that people go through when they're joining workforces between mutual funds, pension funds, and hedge funds, these are all different investment vehicles that aren't exactly in the hands of people to decide. And this is why we're trying to really create a people power company. So the system would be an open fund where it would be different kinds of regulations. We believe we would have to get in correlation with governments around the world to allow this form of a fund to operate, where we would have investors for our fund, and then our members would basically be getting paid for good work, for being a good part of our community, and for providing value. So our revenue sources would be a subscription model to be a member of the Wolf Academy, in which members would have to pay in order to be part of this community, in which would return get paid back for being good citizens, for providing good value to our new form of governance. Our current company has reached $100,000 in revenue from more than 25 countries across students with great outlook and a market size in the US of just 6 million. And these are numbers in regards to people looking for education, online education. I mean, these are specific numbers for higher education. Now, if we can expand to different forms of education, as online education is starting to take a really big part in the economy, to provide a very great online education system and platform that could really benefit people. We would expect, with a market size of 6 million, to have potential revenue of $17 million. And this is from just 1% of the market size of 6 million, by providing subscription plans from the range of $29 per month upwards of $200 per year. And we would expect user growth of more than 25% as traction gains of its use, and from expanding to different parts of the world, as our current growth operations are currently expanding to Latin America. And that for you is the Wolf Academy and our plan to reform the education system.
Thank you, Yagel. Please unshare the screen, and we are now in the question.
I don't really understand what you're doing.
The purpose is to really reform the education system and to provide new forms of value that would actually benefit, because as people are starting to get into finance by themselves, we think it would be really great to provide people with a community that can understand how to invest and to understand. We can also be providing different forms of education to really establish a better workforce for the future work environment.
So are you dealing with the changing world of how education, higher education goes, or you are an investment company or investment expertise? I don't really, maybe it's my problem, but I don't really understand.
Well, we think that our method would actually be involved in the sort of everything, as we're starting to see companies starting to get really focused on becoming really big, and it's going to leave out less room for smaller companies to grow. So we really want to create a very big company and a very big vision that can benefit and have a very high productive increase productivity.
A small company will grow to be a big company if it's a profitable company, if it has clients, it has good gross margins, a good business model, and a real need. And I didn't understand all this from you.
Well, if you take a look at companies like Apple and Amazon and Microsoft, they're just recently passing the $1.5 trillion mark. And I think these companies are only going to continue growing larger and larger, leaving less room for smaller companies because of their such high productivity, viableness in the economy. And we think we have to really create that same system in the financial market by combining it with an education platform to give people the power to be involved in the financial world.
So you wrote that you have $100,000 in revenue already, or did I misunderstand that?
Yeah, our company has.
Who's paying you, and what are they paying you to do? Because I think that we all don't quite understand what you do yet. We understand why you want to do it, or what sort of are your aspirational values, but we don't actually understand what you do.
Yeah, so currently we provide this community we provide a community for people to come up with investing ideas and share investing ideas together, and make sure that these people can actually understand by providing them with great content that we find that's already relevant on the internet. And we really try to educate our community into understanding investments and understanding the financial markets, so we can actually.
Yagel, I have to cut you. We're out of time. So judges, you have to score now. Thank you, Yagel. Thank you, Adam. And And that was the Wolf Academy. And Liron, if you can bring ICANN. And Aliza, since I can't see you, just shout whenever you're ready. Okay, with your permission, I'm moving to ICANN, and we from HIT, from Holon Institute of Technology. And we have with us Amit Fisher. And please present yourself before I put your recording, Amit.
Hi, my name is Amit Fisher, and this is Tomer, my partner. We are both industrial design students, and this is our project, ICANN.
Okay, let's see if you can.
Hello, I'm Amit Fisher, an industrial design student. Our project is involved during a course that focused on Leonardo da Vinci and a water flow. This is how ICANN was developed. Now, I would like to show you a short video. Watch the tapping. Now, watch how the swimmer lost his leading position due to lane deviation. The pain. Visually impaired swimmers are not able to swim in a pool without risking injury or else using external assistance. The two main obstacles the blind swimmer face are swimming straight while staying in his lane and knowing when the end of the pool is coming. As a former professional swimmer and a brother to a handicapped sister, this project is close to my heart, and I can better understand what people with disabilities are struggling with during swimming. In the early 1980s, a technique called tapping was developed of letting the blind swimmers know that the end of the pool is coming. Tapping is causing humiliation to the swimmer, but without the tapper, blind swimmers lack the confidence to swim at their full speed. The swimmers are also facing injuries on their head, arms, and legs from the lane floaters. To summarize, to date, there is no solution to assist visionary impaired swimmers, neither for the recreational market segment, nor for the Paralympic professional market segment. So, how do we solve the problem? We have developed ICANN, a unique design, affordable swimming goggles, supported by artificial intelligence. ICANN guide the blind swimmers, and most importantly, builds self-confidence and independence during pool swimming. The ICANN has a smart camera with video processing capability and artificial intelligence. The camera uses the blue line, which is a standard code for every swimming pool with a swimming track. One conduction chip delivers sound vibration to alert the swimmer from a nearby obstacle. Our target is to build 3 swimmer goggles types. The first one, professional robust goggles. The second one, recreational goggles. And the third one, kids goggles. Our total available market. Globally, at least 2.2 billion people have a vision impairment or blindness. Global blindness set to triple by 2050. Go-to-market strategy. First stage, 2 options, based on B2B2C. Classic B2B2C, based on swim clubs, visual impairment institute. The second options, design partner model. Collaborate with strong swim brands like Speedo, Aquasphere, Research Sports, in order to build within the brand a unique line of business for visual impairment segment. Second stage, ICANN as an independent brand, online only. Our roadmap, June till December 2020 Accelerator Program, March till April 2021 user testing and feedback, September 2021 samples production. So this is me and this is my partner Tomer. We are both industrial design students. Now I want to share with you some people that really helped us during this project. First, Ziv Better, former Paralympic swimmer, Noach Ram, head coach of the Israeli Paralympic team, and Dr. Osnat Duer, Director of Science and Technology Unit of the Israeli Paralympic Committee. We want to empower people. With your help, we can make the first step to make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very nice. Yes, I agree. So we have 3 minutes for questions, gentlemen and ladies.
Again, a question I ask every product. How are you protecting your IP? Or how have you thought of this? Have you registered a patent or something similar?
איתן, תומר, אתם שומעים?
Hi, my name is Shira. I'm managing the accelerator program that Amit and Tomer joined just recently. So in your permission, I will answer on behalf of them. So they have a basic model and they didn't implement the technology yet, so they don't have nothing to register yet. We believe that in about 3 or 4 months during the accelerator program, they will have something that we can start dealing with the IP.
But I beg to differ. They should and can register with the concept they have now. They have very detailed design. They should have done it a long time ago. And from the accelerator, I would urge you to do it ASAP.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are now in a process of sprint to make the concept more tight and relevant. As you saw, they have three kinds of customers, and then we will decide which.
No. Someone can go and register on the concept when you have, and during the time of provisional, you can change, add everything. But nothing prevents me to go tomorrow morning and register, and then they will lose their. They should have done it. Do it.
Okay.
Anat, you had a question?
Yeah, I had a question regarding the market size. I think, first of all, I think it's a good idea and it's a very good presentation, so thank you. Maybe it's a question and an advice also, to segment the market, because you took a really quite a big number in my uneducated, intuition. I think the market, the real market, the immediate available market is much smaller. So please try to look into it, and then it could be a good strategy to start with this market, but continue and really try to think about other applications for the same technology for additional markets as well, in order to increase your scalability of the company.
Shrijeet, I see that you want to say something.
No, I think it's the same comment that, what you to think of is, it's a great innovation, right? It's very, very useful for getting people on the same wavelength. But is the market size adequate? Is it big enough? Is there something that you can how can you take this to other areas? Think about it. I think it's an interesting innovation. Think of your innovation not for only swimmers. Think about it as a platform, a technology platform that you can take for many other areas, which could actually get people on scale and your business size to increase.
Aliza?
A very brief question. Number one, do you know what your target price point is? How much you think you'd have to charge for this? And also, have you made calculations of how many units at that price point you would have to sell to get to break even?
So again, I will answer on behalf of them. As you saw, they have 3 segments. And in about a month or so, they will decide which segment they're gonna approach first. Is it gonna be the recreational or the pro? And after they answer this question, they will know what will be the cost, because the feature of the product really depend on the segment, because the pro segment, the Paralympic, yes, it's not the same like having a Google for Kids. It's different technology, different features, and it's affected the price, of course. So they don't know the price, and they don't know how much it's going to cost to invest to develop this product. So they can't calculate what's going to be the ROI. It's a very
or $1,000 goggles.
Yes, it's a preliminary stage now, and I think this is the reason they mentioned they are now entered. They made a great decision to enter the accelerator program, because in about 6 months they're going to have many questions answered, and of course budget and ROI, etc. I think what's great on this product, they can invent at least 6 different products on the same pain of empowerment, visual impairment people that want to swim and want to have independence through sport.
Thank you, Shira. Thank you, HIT group. We're now going to score you and move to the next group. Thank you.
Can I screen, please? Hello.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi. Yes.
Aliza,
So,
can we progress? She's mute. Okay, so I guess yes.
I'm better type than everyone else, so but please progress.
Yes. Okay, so we have with us Sapir Academic College, and we have the group called Social Academic Networking Robo Advisor, and we have with us Daniel, Maxim, and
hello.
that's it. Yeah, so go ahead, you two.
Yes. Okay. Here. So, hey everyone, my name is Daniel, and our venture is called Social Academic Network in Robo-Advisor. This is a joint venture at the Sapir Center, a fintech lab, assisted with the marketing clinic that helped us a lot with the building, a survey in the field. So our venture consists by a team of economy students, and Offer Zeven, it's our mentoring, it's our mentor. Before us, there is a one-pager. The project is called Arcade Walls, inspired by the book The Richest Man in Babylon, written a century ago, about a personal financial advice and how to manage an individual's financial world. In fact, our venture allows students to live more properly. So I want to continue. Recently, we noticed more and more uses of robots. Up to now, this has been based on meeting with portfolio managers and various questions asked about individuals' preferences designed to understand his financial needs and risk preferences. Robotic investments consulting is part of the field of the fintech, the financial startup. It's a tool that provides investments management services through digital system based on automatic tools and algorithms. By a digital system, they fill out computerized questionnaire, and the system creates the customer's profile. Here is what the current method. Total investments in US managed assets of $24.7 trillion, of which $750 billion in robot management. As we can see here, the robo management fee is 0.4%, about 0.5%. And here is a slide of chart that describes the percentage of robot advisors what we use around the world. As you will see, the US is the leader and the great power of the 2020. I want to, yes, here. I want to say something about eToro. eToro is a social trading and multi-asset brokerage company. The user can keep track on investing algorithms and ask for them on the personal portfolio. I want to say something about eToro. eToro, it's closed banking. And unlike the closed banking, open banking enables fintech companies in the robo-advisor to give clients control over financial information, share financial data other parties, and log into the bank accounts of the customers. And here is the chart of the differences between the closed ecosystem and open ecosystem. Our innovation in the model is that it used a unique algorithm developed in academy, both the students and faculty members in the capital market, social finance sector. This will be done through the use of the open and transparent system for all, which can be viewed as a development language by the code and sharing it according to customer needs and academic articles. This is our novelty and innovation. Now I want to say something about the solution. So far, we've seen closed robots that everyone does or no one really knows what is going inside. It's only a black box. There are dozens of academic articles that people have written in academia and research and wonderful things that have never reached the financial world. For example, Chaim Shalit, Shlomo Yitzhaki, they are both Nobel Prize winners. They have developed unique algorithms that integrate the Gini efficient instead of the standard deviation and in capital market. As we see here, unfortunately, it has not arrived anywhere, and we want to take all these academic articles and start to developing them together with students, where anyone can put it, his or her inside, in entire academic world will lead the capital market. Thanks for this platform. I want to say something about the business model. Here is the business model in our business model. As I said, we want to use about 0.5%, and $1 billion for our project, for our model. We did any worldwide survey analysis, and here is the survey, and you can see. Now I want to give my friend Max to say something about the site. Max.
Hello, everyone. I'll be sharing my screen now. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Maxim Yakovlev. I'm the team leader of Arcade Wealth, and together we have created a base for a social academic investing platform. With it, we hope to make investing much more approachable for people that have internet access. But that's not our only goal. We also strongly believe in the power of an academic network, a place where students, researchers, and stock market investors can come together, share knowledge, and share their collective knowledge to each other, and hopefully make this more of an open platform for investors. So now I'll be showing our website, and this is our final. This is not our final product, and so this is our homepage. You can read a little bit about us and get a glimpse of our team. And currently, the main functionality is a robot advisor that was built using Python. So an investor or a researcher or an investing student can come in and use this tool. Hopefully in the future, we'll be able to implement open source code and have contributions from other either investors or programmers or students, and have the community interact with our website and platform. So I'm gonna make a short demo of our robot advisor. Basically, an investor can choose stocks that he wants to use. For example, I'm gonna choose Facebook, Tesla, Zoom, and Google. Another thing is the data, which basically means that's the data that the robot is gonna pull between. So for example, I'm gonna choose from 2016 and 2020. And another very interesting variable is the number of simulations. Each simulation in essence means that it is a portfolio with a random amount of weight of the stocks that the investor chose. So the more simulations that I'm gonna give the robot, the more optimal the results are going to be.
Maxim,
so,
you have another 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to create the graph now, and this is the result. Each and single dot on the graph shows an individual portfolio, and the robot chooses 3 of the most optimal portfolios. For example, the red portfolio is the portfolio which has the maximum amount of returns, which we can see consists of 80% of the Zoom stock, which is explained by the price rise of Zoom. And another important final note is that currently this robot only looks at past results, which does not mean future results. So thank you very much for listening, and that's our pitch.
Great.
I'll be glad to
Maxim, please
answer. Yes.
stop the share screen from your side, and we will move to the Q&A. I'm just alerting all the attendees that posted this Q&A session. We will bring all of you on video for a group picture. So dress up if you use the time to go into your pajama. So judges, the floor is yours. Last group named social and the questions.
Yeah. My main question is how you compare. There are so many tools that in the market that aim at least to do similar similar things. So what is your competitive advantage?
So far, I'm not really aware if there's an open platform that has open source that allows open source contributions, and I hope that our platform can introduce open source contributions to robot advisors. And I also forgot to mention that our robot advisor is using the MPT theory, which is a Nobel Prize winning theory, which is called the modern portfolio theory. So yeah, that's my answer.
Next question.
Can I ask how you will acquire your first, roughly 500 customers? Because they're going to ask for track record, projections, all of which I know you're trying to build, but that's the hard part, the first 500 clients, right? And how you might make money from them.
So far, what we look into is making an open source platform which does not have any monetary basis, if that answers your question.
But how will you acquire these customers then, or clients or users or whatever you want to call them, right?
Mm-hmm. We can use, we actually haven't thought about it, but we can use either Facebook advertisement or maybe even as a spread of word of mouth. So for example, sharing it with other college students and sharing it in the investing world in colleges and universities. Hopefully that answers your question.
Thanks.
Just a quick suggestion again, or thinking, why students? Why not traders?
People who have money.
Why not traders? Why students? And
so
secondly,
I get, sorry, continue.
As you're thinking, is there an opportunity, and I think Dr. Paul talked about partnerships, because there is something called, what do you bring to the table? You might like to think gaming as an opportunity that you could start and then move to this for a period of time with a partnership that allows you to, if you make more money than what you put in, we will share the money. If you lose, that company will make good the loss. It's worth thinking of partnership with a big brand. Over, your thoughts.
Thank you. So far, our vision is indeed only based on a social platform, which doesn't really have, which will not really, currently will not have any monetary value and will not have a monetary basis. But we hope that this will really help students, investors, and researchers to share their knowledge, share their insights in regards to the fintech and investing world, and bring more light to this world and bring more customers.
Next question. Last question, maybe, because we are out of time. Okay, I think that we are set for, thank you, Maxim, and thank you.
Thank you very much.
Social Academic Network in Robo-Advisor.
Thank you very much.
Sapir Academic College. The judges, please take 1 minute to fill the score. The rest of us, in a minute, we will do a group picture, so you can start opening your camera and bring your best smile.
Our camera is closed.
So, in a minute, Liron is helping all of you come with their cameras. No worry. So I think that most of us that have camera, and we're putting you on. We can do cheese, or as we say in India, paneer.
Something I really missed.
Yeah. Just before we take the group picture, I'd like to thank all the 10 groups for wonderful work. And for the 5 judges, thank you for your patience and time. In a minute, we will do this or that or whatever thing that you like, and we will take a picture. And after that, the judges will log off from this webinar. I sent you the Zoom link for the judges room. Efrat is waiting for you there, so you can join there. You have 20 minutes to decide 1, 2, and 3. So you have to be very precise. I know all of you, you are speedy decision makers. And the rest of us will stay with me and Benjamin Grossman. So now is the time to take a picture. Smile, raise your hand so people will know that it's really a group picture. Go ahead. And we'll move to the next screen for more people to say hi to us. Great. So judges, please log off, and
bye.
Bye for now. We will see you in 20 minutes back when you have a decision and a winning group. And the rest of you, I suggest that you unvideo yourself so that Benjamin and I will, only us will have the speaker view. And of course, you can keep your mic on, and this is an open discussion about entrepreneurship, about startups, and the question, should we switch to Hebrew? יש כאן אנשים שבכלל לא יודעים עברית? אני לא שומעת אף אחד שמתנגד. אוקיי, אז אנחנו נדבר עברית.
Personally, I think it would be easier to be in English.
Okay, so for you, Benjamin, we'll switch to English then. That's fine. So I'll present myself because I didn't present myself properly when we started this session. My name is Anat Bernstein, and I'm the president and founder of TiE chapter in Israel. TiE, I'm sure you did your homework. TiE is actually the largest global entrepreneurship network in the world. We have over 15,000 members in over 60 chapters, as we call it. And this network started in the Silicon Valley by Indian entrepreneurs that succeeded in the Silicon Valley and wanted to help new entrepreneurs to join and learn how to be an entrepreneur, of course, also how to raise funds and how to invest. And we have every year few TiEcons, which are conferences. The main ones are in the Silicon Valley. The winning group was supposed to travel to the Silicon Valley. Unfortunately, this year, we cannot send you to the Silicon Valley, but at least you will virtually succeed. And there is the TiEcon in Bombay and in Delhi, and more. So wherever you are in the world, you'll find some TiEcon in the US, in Europe, and so on. In my background, I'm a lawyer. I had my MBA in San Francisco, and after my MBA, I said, okay, what's next? And I started my company, which was named Across World Communications, a company that built end-to-end managed networks in the telecom. And since then, I'm in one entrepreneurship or the other, through telecom to education to real estate. And even I produced a Bollywood show. Yes, a Bollywood show that traveled the world for 13 years or so. I invited my friend Benjamin Grossman from APM law firm, which is a partner, and I asked Benjamin to join me and ask you a few questions about what are the mistakes that all the people today need to avoid or to be aware of.
Be aware of is a good start. I don't know where to start from, but we've discussed a few questions as well. I think that one of the things you should think when you start small is what you like to be when you're going to be big. Most cases will take longer than expected, but the foundations of the same should be put right from the beginning. One of those things which people, entrepreneurs, in many cases, the entrepreneurs have some background, social background, their friends or students, or I don't know, grown up in the same unit in the army, but still, you should take your business seriously. And one of the first actions that you have to take, or at least think of, it's about the founders agreement. Because the founders agreement is some kind of a treaty that floats up the expectations, the gaps in expectations, what you think you're doing, which one of you is doing the best. Sometimes you'll be surprised to understand that not everybody looks in the same directions. And the discussions, and I don't like to say negotiations because you're from the same side, but the discussions will raise many issues that the sooner to be resolved, the better. So it's very non-sexy task because you have to deal about not the business itself, not the technology, but once you're doing it and you sign it, you have a peace of mind that you know exactly where you're walking, and then all the noises are at least diminished dramatically. And those noises will rise up in the future because, you know, there's a say that 3 Jews has at least 4 opinions. So I think that with entrepreneurs, it's much more than that. meeting lots of entrepreneurs, which each one of them at least has 3 different opinions. It depends which time of the day I'm talking to them. So this is something that also the investors, maybe not the first group, but the second round would like to see, maybe like also to amend and to get clarifications. So this is things that has to be put very clearly in paper, and you can consult with a lawyer or not consult with a lawyer, but this, of course, I as a lawyer advise you to do consult. But this document has to be prepared with devoted much of a thought. Every day that you'll invest it now will save you many days in the future. So number one is not to do that. Second thing is to look only about the valuation. I think that right from the beginning, you should also take into account the quality of the money that you are putting into the company, not only the valuation, which actually determine how much you are diluted as entrepreneurs.
What do you mean by value of money?
You know, it's
what do you mean by the value of
what
your
is the valuation? What is the valuation? Let's assume that in the first one, what we call the friends, family, and fools, you raise $1 million. It depends what is the value of the company pre-money, in order to determine what portion those investors will get for their $1 million. The other side of the equation is to what extent the entrepreneurs, which in the day one holds altogether 100% of the company, to what level they will be diluted. I see lots now. I see lots of energies invested in that, and it's. I mean, to some extent, it is important, but it's not very crucial because this is only the first round, and if you're successful, next round will come. And you understand that if you fight over 10% of evaluation, it's going to be meaningless in the second or even the third or even the second round. So I don't say sell for cheap, but understand that this is not the most critical point now. Understand what the investor can provide you beyond money, how you get along with him, what energies he puts into. If you get money and the investor will ask you question, will hassle you each day, and will be, you'll invest lots of energies in investor management. Think about something else. Think if you want to see him as a partner. There are many good investors. I don't say anything to the contrary, but this is something that you have to understand right from the beginning. By the way, the founders agreement should be taken care of before the first round of investment, because you have to come as a group to that investor.
What is important to be in the founders agreement, Benny, according to you?
The founders agreement has to talk about the relations and the rights of each one of the founders. There are several kinds of, but for example, the sector or the responsibilities of each of the, first of all, the share of the equity. Unnecessarily, it's not always the same to each investor, to each founder. Sometimes, the founders which came later or sooner. There's something there is a saying in Hebrew, "Yeh beseder," things will be good, it will not be. You have to take care of that, because when the big money comes, lots of emotions comes as well.
And if we are
so the equity of
Benny, suppose that we are 3 founders, okay? Who, from your perspective, should be the CEO? We are equal. We are 3 friends from university. That's a common problem. Who should be the CEO?
Yes, but the CEO, and this is something that there's an inherent contradiction about what I'm going to say now. The nomination of the CEO has nothing to do with the equity. There are great entrepreneurs which are disastrous CEOs, and it's vice versa. So the reason I want to I emphasize the founders agreement, because for 1 or 2 days, put the ego aside. Think as airlines, I don't know, somebody who came from outer space, and think who's going to be the best CEO. Now, it's okay to put some criteria and to put some task and some goals to the CEO and see if he can manage that or not. But the size of the equity, who came first, is totally nothing to do with the nomination of the CEO. Think who is the most experienced guy, unnecessarily from the technology. If somebody already work in a startup and knows how to do pitch for investors and things like that, think what are the first goals of the company for the next, let's say, 2 or 3 years. Because when you do through your second or third round, the nomination of the CEO is going to be challenged anyway. When you're going to do the big round, the investor will ask whether this is the best one to be the CEO. And since they're going to be the maximum, put much bigger amount of money, they have the right to do so. So we are talking about the period of, let's say, 1 to 2 years maximum of the companies, and put in writing what are the goals, what are the challenges. Some of those challenges just been changing these days because of the COVID. Think, bluntly, who is the one which is most between the 3 of you or 4 of you or 2 of you, who is the most educated for those tasks. CEO is not for the ego, is not for the joy. It's a very difficult, challenging job. The decision should be taken by the qualification, not by the seniority, not by the age. For example, if somebody is very challenged in technology, but he never knows how to raise money, I doubt if this is the right decision to put him as a CEO. In a thumb rule, I think that the guy who has the most diversified experience is the one to try to start with. I hope I convey a good answer to your question.
Yes. And what about the division of equity? In a sense that in my first startup, we were 3 founders. And the older one got the highest equity and the most experienced one. And then me and the second founder kind of divided it among us. But later the other founder, the third founder, hardly worked. And I was really upset because I was very active in the startup, and my colleague, which had almost similar equity to me, enjoyed his life in the commune in the Silicon Valley. So how would you approach this problem?
First of all, don't be shy, and the scope and volume of work can be defined in the founders agreement, in the sense that if this is not fulfilled, you have some way to challenge the equity sharing between you. Bear in mind that moving equity is at later stages create a tax event. So, but there are some ways to do it. For example, in the ESOP, which you have to do someone and don't.
Can you explain what
put it in the end of the list. Okay, ESOP is employee stock option plan. And it has few purposes. The classic one in Israel and also in some other countries, there is some tax relief for equity that has been given for employees against their work. It's what in India we call the sweat equity. Okay. But beyond that, the ESOP is also a good tool for maintaining the employees, recruiting good employees, and so on. So there are ways also that the founders later on can be compensated or do some fine tunings of the equity through the ESOP as well. We know founders of some big companies which in each and that ESOP, when you distribute all the ESOP, usually it goes between the initial one between 5 to 10%. And when you use it all and exhaust it, you're doing second round. So in some cases, founders can participate in that. There are some, I don't want to get it now, there are some changes in the tax implication of that, but this is very fine tuning. But this is one way to address the point you said from the commitment. This can be, and if you don't If you think it should be, put it in the founders agreement. And also later on, you can postpone some of the discussions about the exact sharing and do some compensation in the ISO. Again, don't be polite. The founders agreement has to touch all the sensitive points. Don't be shy not to ask questions and so on. Usually if 3 people came together and shared the same idea and incubated the idea together, I think it makes sense that it will be divided, evenly between them. But this is not necessarily the case. If somebody, for example, came in the idea from a previous company when he worked before that, he should get more. It's a very, very
and what about,
delicate question what you ask it.
And what about vesting? I mean, we all hear about vesting. Can you explain what is the vesting mechanism?
Yes, vesting is something that goes together with the ESOP. Vesting means that you have the right to get, for example, let's say 2% of the shares of the equity of the company. Again, I'm putting very, very not to get into the fine details, but you don't get it today. In Israel, for example, if you want to benefit from the tax shelters for ESOP, this has to be divided over a certain period of times. Usually it's about 4 years, and you get only 25% once you manage to get, what they call in English the cliff. You complete the first period and second period and so on. There are some things that, if, for example, the company is sold in between, you get acceleration for the next cliff and so on. Not always, by the way. But vesting means that you don't get it today. As I said before, the purpose of the ESOP is to recruit and then to maintain the employees. So if you give them everything in day one, you don't achieve that goal.
But
so
we are here,
that's vesting.
We are here. All the people in this room today are actually founders. Oh, I see that the judges are back. Wow. Shrijeet is back, which means that there is a decision. Wow, amazing. So
white smoke.
Yeah, wow. I told them though those judges are good. Wonderful. So we will wait. I understand that Anat have dropped, and I see that Paul and Shrijeet are here. I'm waiting for Hadar to rejoin us.
While we are waiting, Anat, I think I just want to congratulate every team. I think brilliantly done, guys. Very well presented. I love the passion with which you do your presentation. Your personal encounters, or should I say, your personal experiences really shaped the entrepreneurship that you've gone after. Brilliant. It was a great learning experience for me, and I look forward to your success, as you scale new heights. Bless you all. Thank you for the opportunity, Anat.
Thanks, Shrijeet, for those wonderful words. Paul, you are mute.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I tell all student teams over many years. We're all sort of attuned, given that Atlanta is the home of CNN network. We're sort of bombarded with the information that this next generation is lazy, or they don't really have, the kind of passion. Every time I participate with students from not only Atlanta, but really folks like you, I tell everybody that message is totally wrong. I'm always filled with a kind of passion and belief that our best days are not behind us, but really ahead of us. And thanks to you folks as the next generation that you showed us with the 10 projects you are working on. Much success. Look forward to working or hearing about your success in the coming months and years.
Wonderful. And before we will reveal the results of our jury, as we say in the Eurovision contest, Hadar, thank you for joining. Would you like to say closing remarks?
Just to say that it was a really enjoyable experience, and my compliments to all the teams. I think each and every team was unique and innovative. And Paul, I couldn't agree with you more with what you said. I share your feeling, and it's lovely to see this, and hope to be part of TiE in additional experiences.
Please do.
I will make sure it will happen.
I can rely on that, I'm sure.
Good. Aliza, I see that you're here, but
I'm here. I'm multitasking at the moment. Now that the judging is done, I'm putting my daughter to bed while. So it was a really interesting range of types of ideas and types of engagement. And some of the products I think that you guys were pitching are products that that I would love to be able to see on the market one day. So I wish you all luck, not just as part of this competition, but also in making your dreams reality as you go forward.
Wonderful. So thanks the judges, and thank you also, Gordon, to be just a sec. I'm trying to see who are the winners.
While we're talking, Gordon is our wizard behind the curtain. Just
yes. Very smart system, calculated everything on real time, and you saw that the judges came back very quickly. So Paul, would you like to share with us the results?
Oh, I'll have to pull it up and hope I don't reveal it. So a lot of close scores. And let me tell you the first thing I tell all our teams. Look, it turns out that some of the most success is not from a competition. It's really following your dreams, putting implementation steps, one next step after the other. I have worked with teams from 5 years ago that didn't win anything, and they've pivoted, they've come back, and they're even more successful. So don't view the prize and the competition as being the end. I think it's just a milestone along the way. So please make sure that you continue your entrepreneurial journey. You will find TiE, but many other resources are here to help you in that regard. And it has a worldwide network. So if you're looking for help in Seattle or in London or in Hyderabad or Mumbai, et cetera, work through Anat and Efrat, and you will find that we love to give back. That's how this organization got formed 28 years ago. And we are highly interconnected, which is how I'm working now and helping the kind of work you folks are doing. So with that said, by the third team, you want me to do it in reverse order, I assume, and not right? Yes. Is a team from IDC Herzliya, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right, but congratulations to Team Easy Stow.
We have to.
Yeah. The next team coming in with, and all of these were decimal points apart, but the next team coming in second place is from Ariel, or I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right, University.
Right, Ariel University.
Ariel University used to be called the Helmentary Project, now called Airmore. So please congratulate them for winning second prize. Congratulations. Okay. And in today's score, but not really in life, etc., we're very pleased to announce that the winning team for today's competition for TiE Israel University inaugural program is Team Balena.
Balena. Very nice. Shira, you're here? I don't see Shira.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm presenting. I'm the second co-founder.
So you came for in the, you knew when to join us, huh?
And Gordon, can you confirm that I didn't get those wrong? We had a lot of scoring information.
You're correct.
Okay, awesome.
Great. So congratulations to the winners. The 3 runners-up will have a special time with me, with the TiE mentors, with APM Law, with Michelle Schick, which is communication artist, and many more. We will be in touch with all the 10 groups, and we will provide you more support. Even if you didn't win this time, I'll invite you to our offices and we'll have time and we'll share experience and we'll see how we can promote you and connect you to the TiE network, to Aditya Birla in India, and thanks Shrijeet for joining, to Dr. Hadar from Israel
Healthcare
Ventures, to Pears Foundation that is promoting global entrepreneurship and innovation, and to Capital Nature with Anat Segal. And of course, Paul, you will be accessible to whomever would like to access TiE Atlanta or TiE US in general. So saying that, thank you all for your patience, your time. Thanks for the hard work of the groups. It was quite amazing to see in such a short period you managed to create a business plan or a summary, to create those wonderful presentations. And I'm very happy with our evening. God bless you. Thank you.
Well done,
Thank
guys.
you so
Well
much.
done, so proud.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.